So this is our main goal to the Thailand ecosystem, to build it as the global destination for startup. As we are geographically situated in the heart of the Southeast Asia already. So the startup, when they come to start business in Thailand, they can easily expand to the neighbor countries. And from the government side, we also have the initiative called Thailand 4.0, which we trying to transform the economy towards the innovation and technology focused economy. That means or the business sector, they will have to transform and they will need a lot of help from startup. They will need the product and service from startup. So there's a chance of the big market in Thailand right now. And also from the government, we have some incentive for startups such as Smart Visa and startup tax incentive. Like Smart Visa, we can provide up to 2 years for the visa for the startup, and for the tax incentive for startup, we have at least 5 years corporate tax exemption for the startup when they start the business in Thailand. And the fourth one is about the cultural diversities. In Thailand, we are quite influenced by the country all around the world, so we have quite diverse culture. So for those people who move to Thailand, they can live here easily because of this diverse culture. And the last one is about the infrastructure, that we have considerably good public transport system, good standard of living, and also the quite advanced in telecom infrastructure, which are all needed for the startup to come to start live here and then to work here. But the interesting one is actually about the Thai market, because Thailand right now is at the forefront in the internet and social media usage. In Thailand, these are some statistics that I catch over the internet about the social media usage behavior of the Thai people, such as about e-commerce, that 85% of us of the e-commerce users among internet user. So the rate is quite very high, and the growth of the e-commerce is actually about 20% per year, from year to year, for several years already. And we have very high social media penetration and also very high broadband connectivity. That makes us very competitive in the for digital startup to start and expand the business here in Thailand. But also about the mobile banking, we are actually ranked the number first in the world in terms of the mobile banking penetration, and 47% use of the mobile wallet. So from those characteristics of the Thai market in terms of e-commerce and mobile banking usage, so that makes to startup sector that are very interesting at the moment, which are fintechs and the e-commerce marketplace. This picture was taken from the Thailand Tech Startup Ecosystem Report 2019, which was made by TechSource. TechSource is the largest tech media in Thailand. So they collect the data and then report this for the community. So last year, at least about 100 million USD was invested by the investor to Thai startup, and the two main sectors were fintech and e-commerce. And the biggest deal last year was to the Pomelo, which is the e-commerce platform for the fashion and clothes. So at DEPA, this is our main goal to build the globally competitive digital startup and increase the quality deal flows in the ecosystem. So we have several mechanisms that we support the startup. First thing is about the finance. We provide financing to the pre-seed stage startup up to 33,000 USD. And the seed funding up to 170,000 USD for the growth stage startup on the convertible loan. We are the only government agency that can provide this kind of funding, like not just the grant from the government, but we do the real investment to the startup. We also provide a capacity building program to the startup, such as incubation and acceleration program. For the networking, we think that to create the network of the startup and investor and corporate, we have to start from the trust. When they trust each other, then the deals will happen after that. So we create a trusted environment for this startup, corporate, and investor. We also provide the infrastructure such as work office and co-working space for the startup in the centrally located location in Bangkok. And for technical services, we work with other government agencies such as BOI to provide a smart visa and also provide some incentive from the BOI to the new business that, for example, if they invest in the special economic zone, so we are the committee that can help BOI to get approved on that purpose. But we also work with other government because I just mentioned that the government procurement was the key challenge. So we try to encourage the government to work more with the startup. If the startup can have a solution that can fit to the challenge of each government agency that they have, so we could help them to match together and then create some idea and solution. And on the final stage, we encourage the government to have the regulatory sandbox as well in order to test if that solution really helps and solve the problem.
If Taiwan Hongbao, okay, you would like to come over to ASEAN, very first important thing that you want to know is that ASEAN terrain in all 10 countries are very unique, very different. And each of them basically have different interests, different culture, and also they're at different stage in terms of business readiness, in terms of the ecosystem, in terms of even like doing business. One of the very good reference that you can take is from the World Bank Index for Doing Business Index. So like if you take a look at, let's say for example, Singapore, today online, you can actually do your registration, you can do a lot of transactions online very easily, and it is also a place that is very easy to conduct businesses. So if you take a look at, let's say for example, countries like Malaysia, Thailand, they are all playing a very active role in bringing up the standards in terms of doing business. Like what the DEPA gentleman has just shared, in terms of the terrain itself is very progressive and making very good improvement in terms of the startup arena. So other than the culture, the terrain, the language is also the other thing. So if Taiwan startups is interested to enter some of this market, what would be the common language, particularly that you have to adjust and adapt to? Typically would be English. So like I think in countries like Thailand, they are right now very good, very versed in English. Sometimes we call Thailish, Thai and English. So you get the Thai essence of the English language. Policies also varies in terms of the ASEAN countries' development. If you take a look, or even if you quickly Google in terms of like the unicorn, where exactly or are all these unicorns residing in ASEAN, you see that Indonesia is basically at the peak where they have Gojek, they have Tokopedia, they have Traveloka, they have a good 5-6 of them, or even, I think I remember correctly about 5-6 of them, or even more. And if you talk about like Vietnam has one of the prominent unicorn. And I think as far as Singapore is concerned, there is Grab, there is, what else? There's one game company, used to be called Karina, and I think they got acquired or they changed the name to call C. And then you have Razer that raised, very big sum of money in 2017. Then if you take a look at like Malaysia, I think there's one, and I think Philippines, there's another one. Okay, so across the terrain, if you take a look at, like, let's say for example, Thailand, CLM, B's already got one unicorn. They are all working hard in terms of like bringing up the standards and lifting the startup scene. It is still very exciting. In fact, just now when the DEPA gentleman mentioned about growth and expansion, I wanted to say that crowdfunding has just taken off very well in the Thailand market. And particularly even in the case of like right now, in the COVID situation, you see that everyone is learning how to do crowdfunding. So there's a alternative source of funding in ASEAN region, where right now ASEAN are not just relying on just the traditional source of finance, but rather also in the context of alternative finance, because the alternative finance comes in the shape of like not just donation or reward model. Rather, we are talking about equity in exchange of investment, in exchange of money. You get equity of the company.